And I see that all the time. And now now I'm the one saying, I want you to go get your thyroid tested. As you might understand, thyroid's a great example because your thyroid hormones really do need to be quite balanced for you to feel good. And the minute they're slightly out, because they're only secreted in such small amounts in the body, you really feel it. But on paper, you might still look good. So as long as you're within the reference range, then your GP will say to you, no, you're fine. I have no need to refer you on to an endocrinologist. But the reality is you never want to be just within a range. You want to be optimal within the range. And what does that look like for you? And also, if your thyroid hormones are imbalanced, why is that? And let's look at why. And that often doesn't happen. It's just medication to make it work. No one's going, well, hang on, why is it not working properly? Like, there has to be a reason. More so now we're getting more of that. But that's one example. And the other great and dangerous example is the oral contraceptive pill that is handed out to women of all ages and stages and phases of life, but again, by their GP. But it probably is, unless it's not being used for contraception. So using the oral contraceptive pill for contraception, I don't have an issue with, so long as you know the facts, so long as you've done your research, you know what it's going to potentially do to your body, and you can maybe implement some other nutrition lifestyle factors to help support your body whilst you're choosing to use that. That's a different conversation. But when it's being prescribed to treat everything from missing periods, acne, PMS, painful periods, moodiness, anxiety, depression, like the list goes on, it doesn't fix the problem. And if you've got symptoms, you really need to be seeing a healthcare provider that can look at why you have those symptoms. And that's not your GP's fault. You also have maybe 5 to 10 minutes at best with your GP. I sit with a patient for an hour to an hour and a half. And so that's really different treatment approach, and neither are wrong, just depends on the patient. But where I think we go wrong is we don't necessarily get the facts, get the information, understand side effects, but also really the biggest thing for me is you must always be asking yourself the question, but why is this happening? Not just accept, oh, I have painful periods. Well, but why? Why do you have painful periods? And we were just laughing about this because I'd been on another podcast and I'd said, if as a male, Jay, you had pain at the end of your penis every single month or every 2 weeks or whatever it was, you'd go and do something about it. But as women, it's been accepted that we just have pain as part of our periods and it's part and parcel. And I'm here to tell you that period pain is common, but it's not normal. And it's a perfect example of something that as women, we just assume to be part of being a woman. So really, I think it's giving you clues as to something that's not right. Just like if you had pain anywhere else, as we discussed, you'd check it out. But for women, anything kind of south of the belly button, but north of the lady bits, we kind of just go, oh, there's that pain again, And then if it's pain that's maybe a little bit to the left or the right, or it's in the one spot, we go, actually, we probably should look at that. But if it's cyclic, we kind of go, oh, that's just hormonal. Still not supposed to be there.
It's like all pain isn't good for you. So why would you think that once a month that it is good for you? It's normal. It's not. It's your body's trying to tell you something, but we're not listening oftentimes. And I've been under that, like, whenever I'm in pain, I sort of put it to the side. I'm like, nah, that's not going to harm me anymore. I'll get over it. But there's always been something more sinister. Like, I just choose to ignore it. So what has been the most common, I guess, symptoms that people come to you with, and how do you help them, especially with period pain as well? Because that's fascinating what you said, that it's not normal. Because I always thought that it was normal, like you're educated that way. Like you're told, for women that is, every single month they have an egg, it drops and sheds the lining and blah, 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 and it hurts and they get moody and all that sort of stuff. But you have no idea that there's so much more to it than that. So are you able to help everyone understand?
Yes, of course. So, I mean, like you said, your body is always speaking to you. And